Let's hear from you as briefly as we can. In the course of this week, you have been on this platform. You have sought to explain yourself and deny that you actually had concessions where you were selling to party people, among other things, for 100,000, for 200,000. Prof is lying.
How can this be true?
I don't know.
Can I say he's a blatant liar? Yes, he is. Because, my brother, I came into contact with Professor from Boateng somewhere around April, May of 2019, by which he had taken the sitting president to assignment fee to commission a community mining. But strangely, the land that was used for the community mining was meant for Golden Star. So I told him, Prof, that is not right. You should have involved Minister of Lands and Natural Resources or Minerals Commission. Because before you assign a concession, the place must be free from encumbrance. But to this, it means it was more or less double concession at the same time. That for Golden Star and at the same time for the people that you are doing the community mining for. So that is what I said. So I told him he should allow all the MPs in the mining communities to come together for us to meet him to discuss certain issues. He rubbished me. He didn't mind me. Then, you see in the report, he has accused Asumachreme as hoster, as well as Honorable S.K. Boaf and my good self. The reason is that the president directed him to make sure that Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources should take over the establishment of the community mining and everything. So it was there that Minerals Commission started creating small-scale designated areas. So across the country, almost a lot of them. So when small-scale designated areas were created, my brother, look at this document. This is a gazette, right? So, look here. This place has been marked out, and it has been gazetted for small-scale, a small-scale designated area. So, Minerals Commission started with Aboso, which is Bogoso, where Honorable Barbara Otingisi was an MP.
I'm getting it displayed for whatever it is worth.
Okay. Then came to that of my constituency. Honorable Barbara Otingisi's area was 1st June 2020, and my constituency was 3rd June 2020. So when the minister came to commission small-scale community mining in my constituency, as at that time, there were 22 licenses. My brother, 3 days after the minister commissioned the community mining, Operation Vanguard came to attack and brutalize those having the legal permit who were working. And the reason was that Professor from Boateng said he has not authorized these people to work, and he has no knowledge about the lances that they are holding.
Were the operations not halted until a certain vetting process would pass those who would have been deemed worthy to be able to do the work? So what is this thing about people holding licenses? It didn't matter at a certain point in this process.
He was dealing with illegal miners. But Minerals Commission started fresh applications from the small-scale designated areas. So this is fresh applications that they have issued to prospective miners. And he was dealing with the illegal miners because it was Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. And this is Minerals Commission work. Minerals Commission has been mandated to manage lands that contain minerals. So during this time, when the Operation Vanguard came, I'm talking about this time, the military were out, but I was police. No, I said no. I will not allow this to end. So I personally told the president about how Operation Vanguard are brutalizing people who have legal small-scale mining permit. That is all the interaction that I keep with him. But again, if you look at his report, he is saying that I have several dozens of large-scale concessions. My brother, when we say dozen, it means 12. So several means multiples of 12. So that means if it's not 12, it's 24. If it's not 24, it's 144 thereof. But here is the case. My brother, look here. What is written here? This is Antwerp block, right? There's another one also here, which is in Siena block. I'm talking about the small-scale designated area. This is not for me. This is for the government. But it has been assigned as small-scale designated area. So anybody who so wish that he wants to go into mining, who is above 18, can apply to have a license. But as for me, I even don't have single concession. I was the lead advocate against illegal mining. And my aim was to make sure that at least I convince appropriate quarters to make sure that we create more small-scale designated areas for illegal miners to apply, to have legal small-scale permit to work without destroying the environment. This is what I did. So right now, he's saying that I have a lot of concessions. And sometimes I sell some at the cost of 200,000. He who alleges must prove. He must come with documents bearing my name that I, Quarm Joseph Albert, has ABC large-scale concessions in my district. Even
not everyone who incorporates companies in their names.
My brother, the point is that for community mining, it's meant for the community. So everybody can apply, not me. That is why it's important as at now, Registrar General has come with beneficial owners.
That's right.
So that at the end of the day, whatever be the case,
can
the
go behind
exactly
the name of the company to check out who are the people.
Exactly. My brother, how can I have a concession? And even look at the time that he was commissioned to write a report, 4th March 2019. And this, even the gazetting, the first one here was, I think, May 2019. And this one is July 2020. So it's an afterthought.
Why is it an afterthought? He
superintended
the interministerial committee.
No, afterthought to the extent that that's at the time that he was writing his report. Even we haven't started commissioning what you call community mining in my constituency.
There are issues that became public for police action, including the monies and how they were lodged in the excavator issues, they became public long ago, but it doesn't appear anything was done. Are you happy about it?
Which one?
In the report.
I'm not. Because I see a lot of inconsistencies in it. One, according to his own report, he said the challenges that he has gone through is that almost all the community the committee members,
the various ministers.
Yes. Why? That is one. And two, he himself also acclaimed that Operation Vanguard, there were a whole lot of issues. It's in the report. That of extortion and that. But he was saying that it's from NPP stock. How can we say it's from NPP stock?
Those are the issues that led to the request for a report from him.
My brother, the reality...
Lack of coordination and
the reality is that even those people in my constituency who were doing legal mining, they came to attack them. Under his authority. He instructed them to come and stop them.
The thing is that you were in a special position because you were also working with Minerals Commission.
Yes.
So that is how come it was easy for you to be able to get all the things he complains about.
No, but that is what we were hoping as a government. Our aim was to make sure we create more small-scale designated areas for illegal miners to have access to acquire proper legal small-scale.
Even in the report.
That is it.
So you know something, when I hear all the reactions, and I'm going to Ken now, because we must end this discussion and talk about journalists, the things that affect media people too. I wish there was sufficient time to go into the detail one after the other. When I hear the talk about, people have, or companies have licenses to do what they have to do, and they were being stopped and so on. Some of these things are not really new. And there was a story that was done, for example, by Adom FM sometime back concerning one of the companies that has been named here, CNG Alaska. And immediately they sued. But there was evidence to show that whilst they had been giving certain licenses, they were doing things that the license did not permit. So the same Forestry Commission, the same Minerals Commission were writing to them and telling them that they were doing things that were not allowed. I'm holding some of these letters in my hand here. We really don't have the time to go through all of them, but look at this one, for example. The Forestry Commission, this Forestry Commission letter in the Western region, and they write, and it's titled Application for Forest Entry Permit for Upper Wassa Forest Reserve for Messrs. CNG Alaska Company Limited. And they say that the attached letter from the district forestry manager, Bebieni, in respect of the prospecting activities by Messrs. CNG Alaska Company Limited in Upper Wassa Forest Reserve is submitted to you for your attention and further action, please. The district manager reports that the company, CNG Alaska, is going contrary to the conditions stipulated in the permit and in the environmental guidelines approved for prospecting in the production forest reserves in Ghana. Another letter from Forestry Commission, and it says, my attention has been brought to the fact that you have turned your prospecting permit to serious mining in the Upper Wassa. Then they complain about that. Then there is one from the Minerals Commission also having issues. So it is possible that some entities will have license and permits, but they will be doing the wrong thing. And Prof's committee were the ones to now check.
My brother, here is the case. The minister who signed the license, right, commissioned it 3 days after. Are you getting the point? 3 days after. And while they are working, I have pictures and everything here. While they were working, Operation Vanguard went there to attack them. In the case of this one, this is large scale. We have large scale and we have small scale. Small scale, the processes are entirely different. In the case of large scale, sometimes, as I quoted it in March 2017, I said, unquote, the abuse and misuse of prospecting licenses. They do not have the right to mine, right? But when they take it, because it becomes their property within the period in which they are supposed to work, some of them abuse and misuse and use to mine. Why? Because even the chiefs and others, when they see the license, they feel that they are okay with it.
Okay.
But in the case of small scale, you don't go through that process. So if the minister signs the lease for small scale permit with EPA and that of digging permit, that is it.